How you doing, Thomas? You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah, good, thank you, Roo. Can I just, obviously we know the long-term ones, but can we get an update on Dom, Romero, Destiny?
Yes. Kuti just saw walk down on the grass running. It was on some of the performance guys, so positive, progressing. No, like time frame, but I don't expect it to be a longer one. Destiny is not on the grass yet, but still progressing. So again, not a longer one. And Dominic, positive. He's taking steps in the right direction every day. Was on the grass again today on his own, but has now a sustainable amount of pitch session in him on his own. So is progressing forward.
Now, you've never moaned about injuries. I can never remember that. But you've not had Kulusevski, Maddison, Solanke, Son left. That's a lot of goals from the last couple of seasons here. Is it difficult to get in the attacking rhythm with that in mind, or do you expect a bit more from the ones who are playing?
Every head coach, manager want all the players fit, and we get that. Then we complaining about the squad is too big, because then you need to disappoint players. But anyway, I rather want that, of course. It is what it is. You're right. I very, very rarely say anything about injuries because it is what it is. I need to deal with it, and it's my job to put the best possible available team on the pitch and get it hopefully clicking. Of course, there's some of these, let's say, especially Kulusevski and Maddison, that's proven players that proven this club for goals and assists and creating things. So they would have been lovely to be able to use. But I think we have some very talented players who's growing. Wilson, Xavi, I think Mo been very good for us as well. And I think Richie had a good start to the season, tried to get up to pace. So, but the reality is that we are working very hard on getting the flow with the front four, and hopefully it'll be better bit by bit. I think it's fair to say can't remember the amount of games we played, but definitely been some good games and good spells where we have been looking very good. So we'll keep working on it.
Everton, Newcastle, Chelsea, Copenhagen, Man United, Arsenal. There's some tough games coming up. Will you have a real idea of the level of this squad after, or do you have a clear idea now of where this level is and maybe what you need going forward?
I'm learning every day about the team and the players, the individuals. I see very willing group to want to work hard, to perform, to do the best for the team in this wonderful club. I learned after a very competitive performance against Villa. I think, okay, there's something here. Very interesting. I know we lost, but the performance, that's what I need to look at all the time. And then I also learned Wednesday night against Monaco. So as two examples. It's every day, and you can say it in a way, we are then whatever for, I can't remember the number of weeks we are down the line, but then no more. But my focus right now is on Everton.
Going to finish on a positive. I thought Kolo Muani played really well when he came on against Monaco. How close is he to starting in your 11?
He's definitely getting closer. I think now it's the first time he had a okay sustained block of trainings and also some minutes. I think it's also fair to say that he's not there 100% physical to just be bombarding 90 minutes, go again and again and again. But he's in a place where he can be used, and that's good news.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good seeing you again. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Facing Everton this weekend, can I please ask you about specifically one player at Everton, Jack Grealish?
Yeah.
What did you make of his time at Everton so far, and mainly the spark that he's been bringing Everton?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I think Everton is a very competitive team. with many good players more than just Grealish. I think Beto have been good up front, and Dye have been very good. I think Dewsbury Hall have got his second air again after maybe not being top at Chelsea, and then a good colleague and friend of mine, David Moyes, is in charge, and his teams are always very, very competitive. He's a manager that and a person I respect massively in the game. And then of course Grealish, I think it's also down to, of course, always the player, but also part of the coaching staff, the manager and Moisey have got Grealish to flourish again, and he is their main creator, no doubt about that. He's so dangerous. He can create something out of nothing in every game. So of course we need to be aware of him.
Can I please ask you about a topic that's becoming really popular in the Premier League recently? Long throws.
Yeah.
If you're managing a side that's aiming for top 4 in titles, or you're managing a mid-table side or a side that's trying to avoid relegation, how much that aspect of the game, long throws, is a strong weapon in today's game?
I think this season I've seen a crazy peak in it. Personally, I like it. I think it's whatever you can do to create advantages in your team or create an extra weapon, extra threat. I think you need to look into it. I know there can be styles and what you believe in and all that. I'm just thinking, how can I make sure that we hopefully maximize the opportunities to try to score a goal? To score a goal is the most difficult thing to do in football. And can you give yourself one more weapon? Why not?
Can I please ask you about Xavi Simons? What did you make of his time at Spurs so far, and how yourself and the coaching staff and the team are trying to help him to get the best version of himself so far?
I think myself and the coaching staff, we try to help any player in the squad. Xavi, has been with us for 7-8 weeks, something like that, which is very short time in football, but in a way also a long time. He is adapting every day. I liked his personality, the way he played the first 60 minutes against Villa, and I think he tired a little bit as part of the learning coming into a much more intense league. Our demands to him is more intensity, in general. But a player I believe in. I think he got the pass. I think he got the vision. Just been out there. We've been training, and I think he trained very well. Hopefully he will get step by step.
Jack. Hi, Thomas. Pat Matasar started the first 6 games of the season and was really, really good. Since then, he's only started 1 game. Is he fully fit?
There's nothing wrong with him. He started every 6 games and the first 6 games. And I think he was a very, very good player for us. I think I can't remember, was it maybe a minor situation with precaution? We rested him. I can't remember. But no, it's just competition. Other players, done well. Decisions from me, but in general, I'm happy with Pape. I said that before. He was one of the players that impressed me the most, and in the beginning of the season, and he's a very good player.
What do you think of the viewpoint that the team with Bentancur and Polinia starting together has been a bit predictable in possession recently?
I think probably the team. I think it's always team effort how we construct a team, or how. In the end, this is my final decision, of course. It's a collective effort in terms of how we want to build up or how we want to create chances. I think both of them are more than capable to help the team. And I think it's one thing is that part of the game. The other part is, of course, how can we make sure we are strong and solid enough if we are in a spell where we maybe is not as free floating as we want it to be, because of new players getting gelled together, getting it more smooth, more more free. How can we make sure that if that's not working, how make sure we are super solid and still building? So that's part of the puzzle.
And results have been good since you came here. Do you think those elements of performance are on track with what you expected by this point?
I think I think if we look at the performance we played in the games we played so far, I'm happy with how many games we played? 13. I think there's been one bad game against Bournemouth. There's been a bad second half against Wolves and a bad second half against Monaco. I think the rest have been good or good plus or very good. And when I talk that, I'm not talking about everything is free floating, but I just think the overall how you're competitive in a game. You are aggressive, you play with intensity, you try to get chances, you play behind them and all that. I think that's the way you build a culture and a team. You're welcome.
Finish with Tom, please.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Spurs have had fairly unprecedented change, obviously, over recent weeks and months, and we're a few weeks away from the big one of Daniel Levy leaving. How have you seen the changes in the club over the last few weeks? Have you noticed any, and has there been anything on the team?
Anything on what on the team?
Have you noticed any effects of the wider structural changes that's been going on in the club over recent weeks? Have you noticed that have any effect on the team? And how has it been generally in recent weeks with the changes?
I think that's, how can you say, the day we decided that Daniel was not here anymore was of course a little bit, how can you say, unusual is probably the word to use. And then there will, first couple of weeks, a lot of questions from you guys. I need to answer that and a little bit in the media and all that. But since then, it's, you get on with things. I focus on trying to prepare the team the best possible way with my coaching staff. I think the players, they how can I say, they are in their own little bubble and world and try to do the best they can to perform and make sure we're in the best possible place. So for me, it's now it's a little bit like business as usual, and then of course, how can I say, behind the scenes, we're getting to know each other better and the direction we are going in.
Thank you. And hope I don't go over too much old ground of Jack's question there about a lot of discussion around how Spurs have been creatively this season. Obviously, the first game of the season we had Saar, Bergvall and Gray in midfield. Is there and decent attacking showing there? Is there any specific reason why we've not seen those three together since then?
Probably because I thought the other bits were the more the right players to pick for the day. Of course, I'm looking into every aspect to try to do everything I can to maximize the performance and us playing. First and foremost, maximize performance, and what I think is the best way we can try to get results, of course. But also make sure we play as good as possible. And I'm in general been overall happy with both Xiao and Rodri. In what I'm looking at, people can look at different things. As I said, but it's also how we construct the front four. I think that's a big part of also of how you can say creative we've been, and that can be they are finding their feet, and I still think there's positive from a lot of them.